What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol PROG for Progenity Inc. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will be an update, of course. We've talked about the stock extensively, and what have we been talking about? Well, the hold of this area of support. This gap must hold, this support trend line must hold. Otherwise, we would expect much lower here inside of Progenity. As of right now, the area is still holding. Although it's not the prettiest daily candle, we can say that we are finding support, continued buying pressure at the support trend line and the gap fill area. So let's adjust the gap, right? Because a little bit more of it has filled during today's session. That's now going to start, or continue rather, to fill under today's low at 368 down to 353. And then keep in mind the support trend line will be right there. As we mentioned, if we start taking it out, look out below here inside of Progenity, easily coming back down into 3 and potentially lower after that. But if we continue to see a bounce, let's take a closer look at the 30-minute session and see how this might actually unfold. So noting that we had some prior sections in the chart, the main level that I want you to focus on now is the recapture of this 421. Notice it was big support here, it also offered a little bit of resistance earlier on in today's session. So that being said, the only sort of way that I see this really making forward strides again would be, can we recapture that 421, start getting price acceptance higher, and start working on building new building blocks, if that's a sentence, in the upward direction, right? The other thing that's kind of standing in the way right now is this resistance trend line. If you come in from the highs, strike this down as such, what you'll notice is that we have anchor, touch number 1, and lower high here. Again, depending on time of day, this could coincide for a bit of a breakout. If we can break both of those things, 421 and the resistance trend line, maybe we see another upswing here in Progenity. But until that can happen, I would advise patience here essentially, and be skeptical that maybe if we come down into this again for another test, that it starts to go. You can only test something so many times before it ultimately fails and the other side of the trade starts taking over. All good things must come to an end. We just want to be able to recognize that and get out accordingly if that's the scenario that's going to pan out. So if I'm going to boil it down into must-watch areas, it's simply the support trend line still and this area of gap that needs to fill. To the upside, the resistance trend line and 421, if we take that out, looking for higher here inside of Progenity. If we break it sideways through time, it's not the end of the world, it's not the most bullish thing, but it's no longer really an issue. Then it would only be about the 421. So that's really going to wrap up the video. You can walk up these upside targets. If you learned something new today, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.